So this is both fascinating and terrifying. We have to ask, are we coming to the end of reality? Are we coming to the point where you cannot trust what you see and hear anymore, unless you're getting it directly from the person live, in person? Well, I would say we're not quite there yet, but we are getting shockingly close. I mean, take a look at this. AI-generated Joe Rogan podcast stuns social media with terrifying accuracy, mind-blowingly dangerous. Now, Rogan himself said of this, he tweeted that, quote, "This is going to get very slippery, kids." Yeah, it is. Now, there's actually two fake or AI simulated Joe Rogan podcasts. The first one here is with Sam Altman, who is the Open AI CEO. And let's just take a quick listen.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of the
Well, first off, that looks nothing like Joe Rogan. But anyway, let's just continue.
Joe Rogan AI Experience. I'm your host, Joe Rogan, or at least that's what this AI model thinks I sound like. Let me tell you, folks, this is some next level stuff we've got going on here today. Every single word of this podcast has been generated with the help of ChatGPT, the cutting-edge AI language model developed by OpenAI. I am not the real Joe Rogan. Let me repeat it once more. I am not Joe Rogan, and the guests are not the people they portray. This is purely fiction, just for fun, so don't go around making little clips for your TikToks and make the world believe I said things I never said. Nothing in this podcast should be taken as said by the real people they portray. This is purely for entertainment purposes and an experience showcasing the amazing advancements in AI technology. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this AI-generated world. Let's get weird, folks. It's time to welcome our first guest to the show, and I've got to say, this is a big one. We've got none other than the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, joining us today. Sam's been at the forefront of the AI industry for years, and it's an honor to have him on the show. So let's give a warm AI-generated welcome to Sam Altman. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me on the show.
Sam, this whole AI-generated podcast thing is pretty wild. It's like we're living in the future.
Now, that is really convincing, but it's still not perfect. I mean, it's still in that uncanny valley where it's just not, there's something that's not quite right. But it's still convincing enough that you will have some percentage of people that will have no idea that it's fake. And that's what's scary about this, because you can have Joe Rogan saying anything, or anybody saying anything. With these AI voice simulators, all they need is about 3 seconds, literally about 3 seconds of somebody speaking, and they pretty much got you down. And this isn't the end point of the development here. I mean, this is just the start. It's going to get better. It's going to become impossible to tell the difference. And if you were to take just like a 10-second clip or a 5-second clip of this, and just him saying just something that he would say, yeah, it's going to be indistinguishable. That would fool anybody right now. When you stretch it out into, minutes, yeah, you can pick up there's definitely something off. But yeah, this is getting scary. Here's one with Joe interviewing Donald Trump.
Remind everyone that every single word in this podcast has been generated by AI using ChatGPT. So this is not me, Joe Rogan, speaking, and these aren't the real voices of the people we'll be talking about. This is just AI technology showcasing what it's capable of. And let me say, it's pretty damn impressive. So let's dive in, sit back, relax, and enjoy this AI-generated experience. But remember, none of this should be taken seriously, and it's for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's do this. How you doing, Mr. President?
Joe, it's great to be here. I'm doing fantastic, just fantastic. The energy in this room is tremendous.
That's great to hear. So, Mr. President, I got to ask you, are you a fan of the UFC?
Joe, let me tell you, I love the UFC. It's one of the most exciting sports out there. It's not for everyone, but if you're a fan, there's nothing like it. The athleticism, the courage, the power, it's just tremendous.
Absolutely. Have you seen the latest match?
I have, Joe. I have to tell you, it was fantastic. The fighters were just incredible. The way they move, the way they strike, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you see, at first it really is striking. It's shocking how accurate it is. But as you listen a little bit further, you start to feel that it's in that uncanny valley. The inflections aren't quite right, and you have to say that it starts to feel a bit robotic, right? It's a bit, it's lacking the emotional energy that either of these two, Trump or Rogan, would naturally have and you can tell. But again, just take a 5-second clip, a 10-second clip. You could fool anybody. And here's how it can be really insidious too. I mean, you can, obviously, there are people that hate Joe Rogan. There's people that obviously hate Donald Trump and would love to have them saying horrific things and have other people believe that it's true. But you don't need to do that. I mean, people get canceled for saying true things, common sense things. People get canceled for saying there's not 1,000 genders. People get canceled for saying you shouldn't perform sex change surgery on children. So you don't need to put crazy things in their mouths. People just have to have somebody that they don't like, somebody who they want to damage, say something true, but politically incorrect. I mean, it's way more believable than, like, I don't know, having some, like, actor saying he wants to exterminate all Republicans. Oh, wait, sorry. Actually, I think this guy's image could benefit from some AI. But, you get my point. It can be subtle. It will be subtle. It'll be both sides. It'll be, somebody putting out a clip of a Republican saying that he's pro-abortion or something, or somebody putting out a clip of a Democratic rival saying they think there's too much immigration. That's the kind of stuff that'll be out there. And in the future, will it be a matter of that simply you have to go to official sources to get reality? Like with Joe Rogan, you have to go to his Spotify channel. Otherwise, you can't believe any of it. Or that, for YouTube channels, that you have to go to a channel that started before AI so that it's not an AI channel. Or at least the stuff that was recorded before the AI revolution, at least that was a real person. I don't know. These are uncharted waters. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.